And welcome to the video version of my journal. I'm Steffanie Rivers. Come on into the conversation. This is a take two actually of this video. My previous one had some audio issues, so I decided to do it over. So it's not you, it's me. But anyway, Happy New Year to you, and welcome back to the conversation. I want to say thank you to my subscribers. The list is growing, and although I don't have as many subscribers as I would like, sometimes when you are just saying what's on your mind or what you're saying is not sensational and not something that a lot of people want to hear, you're not going to have a lot of followers. And so that just came off the top of my head because of what I'm talking about today. And that's the lessons learned from that Katt Williams interview. So if you ever have asked yourself, why is it that someone you know with all the talent in the world has never made it big as a Hollywood entertainer, as a singer, an actress, doing, and you look at them and you see other people who get all the attention and fame, and you say, the person I know is way more talented than that person. The TV shows that I want to put out are way more interesting and have substance than that stuff that they got on TV. Why is that? Now, maybe it's because that person has refused to compromise themselves by doing something or getting involved in something that was against what they stood for. Now, that Katt Williams interview that was aired on the Shay Shay podcast with Shannon Sharp confirmed as much for a lot of people, and it confirmed it for me. And not that I needed confirmation, but it's always good when you get some feedback that makes it make sense for you in your mind. So, as well as Katt Williams is as well known as he is, even he said that his unwillingness to do certain things, such as sexual favors or to accept certain roles, like putting on a dress or to dim his light so that he seemed not as funny as somebody who wanted to be portrayed as being more funny, so they can be looked at as more funny when they're really not. That might, in his words, has kept him from being one of the chosen ones, being one of the people who people open doors for, the gatekeepers. And so it made sense for me. And it took me 2 sittings to sit through the 2 hour interview. But if you haven't sat through that Katt Williams interview, I would say that's something that you would be, it's time well spent. Okay. Everything on YouTube, we know, is not, or wherever you watching a podcast, is not worth your 2 hours. And so you might not be able to sit through the whole thing at once, but go ahead and start watching it because it has some real good nuggets of wisdom throughout. Now, while his point of view, Katt's point of view, is just that, the point of view of one man, it does line up with a lot of what countless people have said about a number of industry favorites, okay? Especially the one about P. Diddy's parties. Because once you know what Diddy's into or who he wants to get into, okay, why would you be at the party unless you're into the same thing? That makes sense. Remember when we were young, I know with me, and my mother would say, you don't need to be hanging around this certain person or that person. And I'll be like, well, I'm not into what she's into. But if you're with her, Steffanie, she would tell me, people are going to assume that you're into what she's into. So those are things, as you grow up and you gain wisdom and understanding of the world and what's going on around you, you realize that you need to sometimes separate yourself from certain people and certain activities that are going on, because not because that person is a bad person, but maybe what they're into, you don't want to be associated with that for various reasons, whether it's how men approach you, whether it's what teachers thought about you, whether it's, what the neighbors, and so you just want to always be aware of who you're surrounding yourself with, because that matters in the long run. So I also think that's why you have to be willing to fund your own dreams. You have to be willing to pay for your own productions. You have to be willing to make your own movies. You have to be willing to, if you're a designer, sew your own clothes. Be willing to do what it takes to get your dream out there. And in my case, I wanted to start a drone company. I don't want anybody's money to fund my drone company. So you have to be willing to pay for your own drone company and do the work yourself until you can afford to pay somebody else. So that means I just can't be the person to own the company and pay somebody to do the work and I don't understand the work. It's kind of like driving a car and you don't know how to change a tire or do simple things like change the oil, or at least have somebody trusted that that can help you with that. Of course, you don't know everything about the car, but you need to know enough about the car so when somebody's trying to BS you about what's wrong with the car, you know what's going on. So I'm just saying all that to say, when you do things yourself, it's a slow process, but in the long run, it's probably better that you did it yourself, because in Katt Williams' words, you get to keep a virgin booty hole and you get to keep your integrity. Okay. So for some people, that choice is an easy choice, and for others, not so much. And that's why people like Harvey Weinstein, people like P. Diddy, people like R. Kelly, people like Russell Simmons, those people exist because they prey on people who are not quite sure what is important in their lives, and they can take advantage of that. And I just named a few of the people off the top of my head. So there's always people who will value money over everything else, value money over integrity, value money over being an honest person and an ethical person and treating people right. And so you have to be able to know what are your limits, because if you don't have any limits, then people gonna take you to their limit. They're gonna make you do any and everything, and probably in the end you're not even going to get what you wanted out of it, and you're not going to be happy. I remember something that Will Smith said a long time ago when they asked him why he never cursed in his rap songs, and he said he wanted his grandmother to be able to listen to his music and not be offended, and that's why he didn't rap. He didn't curse in his rap songs. Now, maybe his grandmama has died, because lately we've heard a lot of things about his behavior that have come into question. And, so allegedly is some things going on. And we saw, him walk up on stage and assault another black man, and some other things that have come out or come into question. So I'll go a step further than Will and say that don't get involved in anything that you wouldn't want your children to be involved in. Don't do anything that you wouldn't want your husband, your wife, or your significant other to catch you doing. If they can't be there sitting with you when it's going on, then you probably don't need to be doing it. Don't sleep around for money and fame. Don't sleep around. So if you don't sleep around, you certainly can't be doing it for money or fame. Don't rob people. Don't steal from people, because you don't want nobody robbing you and stealing from you. So don't kill nobody unless it's for self-defense reasons. And we never really like want to kill somebody. You just want to maim them so that they don't come any closer to you. And if they end up dying, that's on them. Okay. So I'm just saying all that to say it's not rocket science in how we should treat others. Okay. It's really simple. And if we keep it simple in how we treat people, and because you want to treat people like you want people to treat you and yours. And if you keep that in mind throughout the day as you interact with people, then this world would be a better place. But you can't worry about the world. You just have to worry about what you can control. So do what you can control, and the rest will take care of itself. To find out more about the things that I care about, you can go to the written version of my journal, and that's at eurweb.com. Thank you so much, and have a super day.